In my previous module, I demonstrated how to use NexusMax AI services for web and build a machine learning model. I will now demonstrate how to use the pre-built model to predict churn of my current customers. Once again, I will open NexusMax in my browser. Similar to how I trained the model and created model training pipeline, I will create a prediction pipeline. And I will either create a new project or choose an existing project. I will then create a prediction pipeline per the choices given here and name the resource. Next, I will move on to my prediction pipeline. In the next page, an empty canvas is visible. I will first arrange each phase of my pipeline by dragging and dropping required widgets and connecting them all in sequence. Firstly, I will choose a resource for my prediction. I once again have an option to source file from Hadoop, SQL, local store and many more. Here I am sourcing a current customer data from the local store. Further, I will choose my pre-built model under the trained models in the ribbon. And for the final phase, to store the populated data with prediction in a source, I will choose a sink for the same. Once again, I have many options to choose from. Here I am using NexusMax platform to store the data. I will now connect all the phases of my pipeline and configure each phase. To start with, I will first upload my source data from my local store and then click Next to configure the data. Once the sourcing configuration is completed, I can now choose the pre-built model which can predict my current customer's churn. Here my model is located in the same project. Along with it, I will choose the environment which I wrapped in. And then the best classification model chosen by NexusMax in my previous training phase. I can even view the model performance by clicking on Preview button. I will now click Next to save the model configuration. For the final storage phase, I will give a location to store my predicted data. Here, I am storing the data in the same project as my training and prediction pipeline. I will then give a name to my predicted data. As you can see, my data will be stored in the form of CSV file. Once again, I will click Next to complete my data storage configuration. And my final step is to execute the configured pipeline on clicking Next. Similar to model training, NexusMax will start executing prediction pipeline, while each phase of my pipeline will be executed in sequence in the backend. As you can see, my predictions are completed. I can either view my predicted data by switching to Table tab, or I can go back to my project and download the predicted file present for further use. To summarize, I now created a model to classify customers who are likely to churn or not, using my historical data. Further, I used the same model to predict likelihood of churn of my current customers. I can even apply additional functions to transform my data to more cleansed data. In my upcoming videos, I will demonstrate these features. For any further queries, you can reach us out here. Thank you for watching.